How are you sleeping? You might not realize how important sleep is for our quest to overcome multiple sclerosis and remyelinate, but it is vital. The cells responsible for making new myelin, oligodendrocytes, more specifically oligodendrocyte precursor cells, follow a 24-hour circadian rhythm just like every other cell in our body does. And when we suffer from sleep apnea, sleep insomnia, all this kind of thing, it prevents remyelination from ever happening. And that's just no supplement, no amount of workout, no amount of fasting will do it. We have to focus on getting good quality sleep. Now, the term getting good quality sleep is it's a loaded statement because it is extremely hard sometimes. But I can tell you, I've learned a few tricks that might come in handy. First of all, before, like on this trip, before I go my family, before they go and have dinner, which I join them, I put on in my sleep quest are these just melatonin patches by a company it's called Myelin. So I put the patch on, and I put that on about an hour and a half before I fall asleep. So why is this so important that I wanted to lead off this whole section with talking about these patches? Well, you might think that melatonin by itself is all you need, but there are benefits of wearing a patch on your skin that is beneficial more than just taking a capsule by mouth. First of all, it circumvents the dietary metabolism that our body goes through. So you swallow the capsule, goes down into your stomach, goes down into your intestines, and it gets digested, goes through your liver. And wearing a patch, and by doing that, it lowers the amount or the quality of melatonin it is. But by wearing a patch, it goes right on your skin and it gets absorbed right into the bloodstream. And so that's vital. Now, I'm not a super fan of supplements, but sleep is the one area where I really pay attention to getting my supplements. I start off on the trip. I've packed them in little plastic baggies. I include a little bit of melatonin, so a melatonin capsule. Then I also include GABA. I include a 5-HTP. I take theanine, which is wrapped into a supplement called 3-in-1 sleep recovery or whatever. These are specific to me, just to me. I wouldn't say these are the end-all supplements that work for everyone. I mean, there are supplements out there, sleep supplements that I've tried in the past that do absolutely nothing for me. In fact, a few of them actually wake me up more, makes me more alert. So the ones I take are very, very Steve specific. So don't get in your head that if you're missing one or two that you're doing things wrong. No, it's specific to me. And what I want to do is I want to be able to fall asleep and stay asleep as long as I can. Now, that's why I bring up these patches, is because when they're absorbed, they go into your bloodstream. It's a slower absorption than taking a capsule by mouth. But the slower release because it's being absorbed. but it also lasts longer. So if you're like me and have chronic, you really don't have a problem going to sleep. It's just staying asleep longer. That's where the problem is. These might be the perfect ticket for you. Now, I follow my Fitbit, which I can't show you because I'm filming on it right now. Years and years and years ago, I discovered that their sleep, because it records sleep while you're sleeping, it records your all your logistics that are happening in your body while you sleep, and they put it all when you wake up. It cultivates all of it, and it runs it through some, I think, proprietary algorithm that spits out a sleep score. And I remember that years, not too far back. I mean, we're talking like just five years ago. I was like, I'd wake up in the morning and I'd turn that on and it'd start doing it, and I would hope and hope and hope that I'd get a good score, because to me that score meant everything. It's so spot on when it comes to me. I mean, it's like if I got a score of 50, well, that's garbage for me, and I knew that day was going to be just a hard day. But then I'd get a score of 88, and that's fantastic. And I'd be like, oh, today I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna go, and I'm not gonna have much fatigue or anything. But this score is so weird now that I've gotten to this point. I don't even care about the score anymore. I mean, right now I'm on the ship and I don't have Wi-Fi. Well, I have Wi-Fi, but it's the ship Wi-Fi. So my Fitbit on my wrist, it's not recording anything, and I can't get back a sleep score. So this whole week I've just been blank. But it doesn't matter because I don't really care. And isn't that what you want too? Just to not care? I mean, just be like, all right, I woke up and I feel like I had a pretty good night. I don't know, but this is why I feel like I've reached like a precipice of this big, amazing remyelination goal. I mean, as I previously talked about, it's not the sclerosis that are in my head that have been fixed all of a sudden, but they're still there. But I have better recovery going on, and more that than the MRI can even tell. Because I mean, now it's like I wake up, and this is back when I was back home, and I would get a score of 60. I'd be like, all right. I mean, I really didn't care all that much. And as the day progressed and the day went on, I really wasn't all that tired. I didn't have any symptoms. It was just another day, and I didn't feel bad. It was just, I mean, and this is another thing. I'm not having these good days and bad days types thing. Every day is just however I want to make it. I mean, I'm an optimistic guy. I love my life and I love the people around me. So I don't have negative thoughts. And so I'm pretty upbeat personality wise. And now it's like I wake up and I don't even care what the sleep score said. I mean, this week in particular, I didn't have a sleep score. Not that it mattered, but I mean, if I did, it wouldn't matter because I'm feeling great. There's nothing that I don't like about the way that I feel like my remyelination is progressing. But there are other things that help me. I mean, for instance, and this is why I'm wearing this hat. I can sleep with no sound at all. Just a quiet room, I can sleep just fine. But I found that I fall asleep better, and I feel this comfort inside of me. It's funny, but it's inside of me that it's just like, if I just have a little background noise, a little pink or brown noise in the background, and this is where this hat comes into play. This is a beanie I bought off Amazon, and I'll put the link down in the description. I bought the beanie, and it has little. It's like the end is kind of folded, and what I did was I folded it up, and I sewed around the edge, so I kind of sewed it shut. But I got a little tube going around the back of my head, and I used this earphones that are designed to go around your head, but I feed it through around my head, and now I just have these earbuds sticking out the back on either side like this, and I put them in my ear and on my phone, which I can't show you because I'm filming, but on my phone I turned it on, and if you hold on the button on these earphones or these earbuds, it will sync up with the phone, and then I turn it on every night. I turn it on, and I go to my relaxing melodies app. And it's specifically, I set all the parameters. I set how much I want of each noise, but I just have two noises. I have brown noise, and I have pink noise, and I've set the levels to myself, what I like, and I have them running. And at night, I don't know if you can see, but in my ear here, they don't stick. The earbuds themselves don't stick out, so it's nice and flush. And maybe it takes a little time to adjust, but I mean, I'm so used to it now. It's like second nature to have them in. I sometimes have to just double check. Oh, okay, I have earbuds in. I think that's partly because I have my Apple earbuds. Then I listen to music all day or do things on my computer all day. But sometimes I walk out of the house. I'm like, oh, they're still in. But these are, and I'm a side sleeper, so I can sleep on my side, and I don't. It doesn't press into my ear. It doesn't press the earbud deeper into my ear. So vital for me, and because I really enjoy sleeping with noise. It just because. Do you have, for me, I don't know about you, but when I used to sleep without any noise or anything, I would sit there and I would hear creaks in the house, or some noise happens outside, some car passing, and then you start thinking, oh, I gotta make and I always make these stories in my head, like, oh, okay, well, this creek is this, doing this, and oh, that's negative, and then I start thinking about the noise, and then it spirals out of control. I'm just too creative, and I don't want to get my mind going at night. So, but this covers most. I mean, there are occasional loud noises that, I mean, it kind of muffles them, but you still gotta put up with them, the loud noises. But most of the time, these just keep me, and I think part of it is that they keep me asleep, the noise, because I'm sure there are other noises that happen. I mean, wildlife at my house, we have coyotes at night that howl, and other types of animals that make noises, and I don't want to have that affect my sleep quality. So that is that's my routine. That is my nightly routine. I put the patches on. I take the supplements I told you already. One thing I do take right about half an hour before I go to bed is take my magnesium supplements. I take them about half an hour before, and it really calms me down. I take a double dose. I think I don't know how many you should take, but I take 6 capsules of this. So I probably take more than was recommended, but it's magnesium. It's an essential element that our body needs. So don't worry about overdosing. You're not going to overdose. But this magnesium really, like, you'll feel it. I mean, when you take it, you won't feel it right away, but come 15 more minutes after, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm starting to get sleepy. I'm starting to wind down. I'm starting to get tired. I'm telling you, I am a strong believer in sleep quality. I think if I wasn't able to get the sleep I'm getting now, I would not, my recovery would not progress. I wouldn't get to this point. I think it's just like as my neurologist said, it's the big 3. It's exercise, food, diet, and the third one is sleep. It's vital. It's the last one, but it's probably the most important one, because if you're not sleeping well, you're not gonna remyelinate, and it has nothing to do with what supplement you take, how much money you want to spend. It's all about the recovery and the quality of sleep you get when you're sleeping. And I'm a firm believer, because I had no idea where to go, what to do. But when I started, I was like, I guess I'll take melatonin, because that's so, everyone knows about melatonin. But I was like, oh, okay. I had nowhere to start, but I slowly added things over the years, and now it's to the point where I don't know if I need all these things that I do, but I'm feeling too good to care. Really, I don't care that I'm maybe overdoing it a little bit now, because I'm sleeping so well, and I know that once you get your supplements and your sleep habits and your calming down, everything, once you get that set in stone, and you're 100% positive that's where you want to go, and you're getting good quality sleep, maybe you can use a Fitbit app like I do, or just to get because without the Fitbit app, I had no idea where my sleep quality was. I mean, I didn't know about sleep quality until I started tracking it. So, but it is super important and vital. I know without a doubt, this sleep I'm talking about, this is essential, and no, you can't circumvent it. You can't get around it. You can't do everything else but not focus on sleep. This is one of the things that I do to get to has brought me to this point.